This is the 40K to 400K formula workshop where we help Shopify store owners build out their fast path plan to more consistent Shopify orders. Thank you all for jumping on with us here tonight. Before we kick off, there's three things we'd love you to do. We'd love you to lock in. We're going to be here for about an hour or so. Obviously, the more you put into this, the more present you are, the more you're going to get out of it. So we'd love you to be engaged throughout the call tonight. We'll be calling on you and interacting with you as we go. We'd love you to be seen. If you can put your camera on, we'd love you to have your camera on, but have yourself muted. We'll bring some people up on stage later. You can unmute at that point. But if you do have a camera, we'd love to see your face rather than staring into the black box of death that we see on Zoom if you don't have your camera on. And we will love you to have a chat. So find the chat function. We'll be chatting to you as we go. Our teams in the chat there will be dropping links and questions and all that sort of stuff. We'd love you to chat with us over there, as some of you are already dropping your URLs and things in over in the chat. Keep that open. We'll be engaging with you as we go throughout this call. Few things we'd like you to walk away with from today. Main purpose of today is for you to understand how to turn more browsers into buyers. Right? We talk about conversion rate optimization a lot, about how to convert more of the people that are visiting your site into people that buy from you. And we'd love to talk about this because it's really the biggest lever you can pull in your business. You've already got people coming to your website. You've got all these browsers. You've got visitors. If you can convert more of them, it means you don't have to spend more money to make more money. You can make more money from the existing traffic that's coming to your site. So we bang on about conversion rate and various other things a lot because it's really a big lever to pull in your business. So that's one of the main things we want you to walk away with today, is understanding how important conversion rate optimization is and how to convert more of those visitors into sales. We're also going to show you what's broken on your store. We're going to audit a couple stores live on here, and you'll get an idea of how we see how things are broken. We've been in e-commerce for a long time, and because of that, we can see around the corners, right? We can look at sites, we can look at businesses, and we know what's broken. We know what needs to get fixed to move them forward. We'll do that live on the call tonight for a few lucky contestants, and we'll show you what's broken and what needs to be fixed and how to fix it, so that you can leave with a plan, which is part 3 here. We don't want you guessing. We don't want you going off going, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm going to spend another 6 months trawling YouTube and TikTok and following gurus and doing all this stuff and not getting anything done. We're going to show you exactly what to focus on over the next 30, 60, 90 days to actually move your business forward. A question we get a lot here is, will this work for me? Is what you guys are going to teach us tonight relevant to my business? And the short story is yes, and this comes in like 3 flavors, right? Will it work in my niche? I try to come up with something fun every week. What niche can we look at this week? I sell Oriental rugs for Siamese cats, and I've got this really niche, and will it work for me? Right? Will it work at my size is the second flavor. I'm a one-person business. I'm maybe pre-launch, or I'm doing $1 million a month. And will it work now? Is this stuff relevant to November, almost at November of 2025? Short story is yes, right? Whatever niche you're in, we work with hundreds of e-com brands in every niche imaginable. The stuff we teach is principle based, and it will work in your niche. It'll work at any size. We have people that are pre-launch, people that are just launched, people doing 10 grand a month, people doing millions of dollars a month. Because it's principle based, we apply the same principles, but they do adjust based on scale, obviously. And will it work now? The stuff that we teach is based on what our coaches, what our experts, and what our team are seeing in live inside of e-commerce businesses today. We are actively inside of Shopify accounts, e-commerce businesses, working with e-commerce businesses day in, day out. We're not general marketers. We're not general business people. We understand e-com and we work in e-com every day. So the stuff we teach is the stuff that's working right now for e-commerce businesses running on Shopify. If you're on this call, this is likely for you. There's a reason that you clicked the button and signed up and jumped on this call with us. So again, welcome. Thanks for jumping on. This is for you. You're here for a reason, and you're probably in one or 3 or all of these positions, right? You're passionate about what you do. You got a great product. You got a cool brand. You love what you're selling. Maybe you invented something to solve a problem for yourself, and you know that if you could just get it in front of more people, it could make a real good impact in the world, but you just haven't got the unlock of those right moves to take. But you know that if you had those right moves, you could really make the business work. And because of that, you're probably feeling overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed because you just don't know what to do next. You've got so much conflicting advice. Again, you're watching all the TikTok gurus and you're watching all the Instagrams and the Reels and the YouTubes and you're watching all of this stuff. And you just end up with what we call infobesity, right? You just gorge on content and you become so overwhelmed because there's so many different ideas that you end up just doing nothing and you procrastinate. So if you're overwhelmed, we're here to get you whelmed. I guess that's correct. Not overwhelmed or underwhelmed. You're just whelmed right in the middle so that you can actually know what to do and what steps to take to drive your business forward so that you can, number three, make money, and not just make money to pay it to the ATO and pay it to your suppliers, but make profitable money that you get to keep as the business owner so that you can put it towards all that stuff that you dreamed of doing when you started the business in the first place. Nobody here started a business to make the ATO more money. You'd be a really weird business owner if that was the case, but you probably started it to have more time with your family, have freedom, have more time, right? All of these things take profitable businesses to generate. So we'll show you how to become a more profitable business. And why should you listen to Paul? Why should you listen to me and our team? As I said, it's because we know what's coming around the corner. We've been in the game for a long time. Paul started Holdcom back in 1997, sold a ton of product in the electronic space, sold to an ASX listed company in 2014. I've been around marketing, advertising, and business for 20 plus years. Our team, our coaches, coach inside of e-commerce businesses every single day. So we know what we're doing. We know what's coming. We've seen it all. As part of his business Holdcom, Paul started the Insightful Agency, basically to service himself with web and marketing and paid ads and that kind of thing. And Insightful now builds over 100 e-commerce Shopify stores a year. So if it's going to happen for you inside of your business, we've been there, we've done it, we've bought the t-shirt, right? We've sold stuff that people love, we've sold stuff people hate, we've made money, we've lost money, we've hired teams, we've fired teams, we've done all of the stuff that it takes to run a good, solid, profitable e-commerce business. And the funny thing is that the stuff that we've learned and practiced over this 25-year period is still the stuff that's working today. As I said, we teach based on principle, right? And principles are time tested, they're battle tested, they're proven. They're things that work all the time. Business is business fundamentally, right? Marketing is marketing fundamentally, right? So we apply those fundamental principles to ecom, and that's why the stuff that worked 20 years ago, a decade ago, is the same stuff that is working today. And when we apply this into the businesses that we work with, they get results like this. We have businesses that do their first $1 million year. We have clients that do their first finally crack their first 10K months, people that move off of platforms like Amazon and Etsy and start making money in their own Shopify store. Right? We have people doing their first $1 million months and everything in between. So this is what happens when we apply these principles. And a great example of this is Steve from Holdcom. So if you've got a vintage Commodore and you want to update the security system or put a new radio in it, Steve's the guy to go chat to. Since joining us, he was doing about 170K, so wasn't doing badly when he joined. We worked with him and we set a goal to get him up to about 250K in the next 12 months' time. That was his sort of 12-month stretch goal. And we made a few basic changes to his marketing, to what we were doing with him, with his branding. And he started setting new daily records. He did a $13,000 day. I think he did about a $60,000 week. And he's now doing $250,000 months after about 4 months with these improvements. So that 12-month stretch goal got done in about 4 months. And he's now coasting past 255, 260K months regularly now. So this is what happens. And we didn't revolutionize his business. We didn't build it from the ground up. We didn't change everything. We just improved a few really important key levers in his business. This is what we call our unhidden agenda. Obviously, this is a free workshop that we run every week. We love to work these, but there is a reason that we run them, right? And we run these because we want to meet our next client success stories. We love helping businesses grow, and I want to stick your face on a slide in our next presentation and show that you went from $100,000 to $300,000 in 4 months. Our mission is to teach people, right, to help people. And our promise for you on this workshop is that you'll get value from this. This is going to be incredibly valuable for you, even if we never work with you ever. If we never see you again, if this is the first and last time we get to meet you, that's great. Nice to meet you. Guarantee you'll, if that is the case, that you will get something. You'll have something to take away from this call that you can implement in your business tomorrow that will make a difference. Obviously, we'd love to work with everyone here one-to-one and spend an hour going through all of your websites and your businesses. But clearly, we do have time constraints. If we did that tonight, we'd be here for about a day. We've got about 20 odd people on here, so we'd be here for about 24 hours. And we just obviously don't have that kind of time. But for those of you that are interested in more assistance and would like to work a bit closer with our team to have a look at this sort of stuff, would it be okay? Can I get a raise of hands? Can I get an emoji? Can I get a reaction either in the chat or on your screen if you know how to do that? If later on in this presentation, we share a bit of an offer with you in a way to connect with us and work with us a bit closer, if what we present to you tonight is of interest to you. Scott's in, Justin's in, Alan's in, fantastic. Emma's in. Good stuff. Thank you, gang. Good commenting. Next question. While you're active in the chats, get ready to answer the next question, which is, where are you in your journey? We'd love to know where you are at, because pretty much everyone we meet in one of these 4 places, right? You're somewhere getting set up. You're in startup mode. Maybe you're pre-launch. You're like pre-startup. You haven't started yet. You're just sort of gathering the right information so you can launch in the best way possible. Maybe you're in setup, you're kind of getting going, starting to figure out what's working, hitting 25K months, or you're in grow up, maybe starting to do more paid ads, right? Your organic's growing, you're refining your product suite and really getting nailed down on who your market is. You're hitting those 30, 40, 50K months, or you're in sort of scale mode and you're scaling what you know works and you're hitting 100, 200, 250 plus $1,000 months. So let us know, where are you? Startup, set up, grow up, scale up. We've got quite a few startups, some scale ups, some beginning setup, startup. Cool. Nice. We got a bit of a grow up there with Dean. Fantastic. Good spectrum tonight. Thank you, guys. So when we met Paul and Delane from the wonderful Nature's Pantry Supplies, if you want Australia's cleanest collagen and protein, go check these guys out. They do amazing, super affordable bulk packs of really pure, clean, dissolvable collagen. A little pitch for these guys because they are amazing. When they came to us, they're kind of in setup, kind of startup mode. They were doing kind of inconsistent 10, 15K months. They're getting burnt by agencies, doing all the stuff that a lot of people probably on this call are doing as well. And the business just wasn't where it could have been. Since joining, and this is now old data, they grew annually 115%. Up to sort of, and they're now doing, I think, $95,000 months pretty consistently. So they've added, $80,000 a month over the last year or so working with us. And again, we didn't rebuild the entire business. We didn't change their product suite. We didn't add more products. We built their website, right? We targeted their branding. We refined some of their positioning, got them better conversions, pulled a few key levers, and they've seen significant growth. They're now both able to work in the business together. They are now starting to scale out product suite and they're loving life. And these are the sorts of things that we see all the time inside of our e-commerce circle community. So again, chat, let me know, how do you think we get results like this? Is this pure luck? Do we just happen to meet great business owners that we're going to get there anyway and we kind of ride the coattails? Is it some sort of magic wand? Do we have a magic wand that we can wave over the business? Or do you reckon it's some sort of a systematic approach? Alan reckons system.
Chris just strokes his mustache and magic happens for the clients.
It's pretty much Alan knows the power of that.
Alan knows the power of that trick as well. Me and little Chris obviously don't. We need to grow mustaches, Chris. What do you think?
I think that'll help.
Research.
Don't know that I'd recommend it to the ladies on the call, but like you got to do what you got to do to grow brands.
That's it. The magic mustache method coming to you next week. Great research. There's research is probably part of it. It is a system. We had a couple of people, Alan, Mike, It is Movember. It was very, very fast Movember from 3 days ago, having shaved to full-blown mustache. That would be something. It is a system, and it's a system that we call the More Orders model, which looks something like this wonderful triangle on your screen. And it is a system that's made up of 3 key aspects to growing your business. And these are the 3 things that are broken, not optimized, not as good as they could be in every ecom business that we meet. And these are the first 3 things that we fix in every business that we work with. Because if these 3 things aren't right, then nothing else is worth doing. So we're going to play a bit of a game. We're going to play a bit of Hangman. And I want you to guess what these 3 things are. And a bit of a hint, they all start with S. And these have 5 letters each, and this has, 8 letters? So what do you think these 3 things are? SEO, yeah, it's probably part of it, but it's not a word, and it doesn't have 5 letters in it.
SEO.
SEO, maybe?
Yeah, SERPs is a good one. I haven't heard anyone say SERPs before.
If everyone sales
Sales are important, but it's
sales is good. It's not that
all this
hard.
creates
I'm
sales.
going to catch up. We got SEO, we got sales, scale,
Sales is the result.
SERPs. We'll definitely get a leg for SERPs. I'll give you a hint. They all, funnily enough, start with st.
Stales.
And these 2 are some. Oh, I'm going to give you even more hint. These 2 are kind of similar, but very different. Just to speed things along, because this guy's not far off getting hung.
This can take, yeah.
I'm going to have to start adding body parts.
They
Any other guesses? Store, something. I'll give you a hint down here. This is there, Lancia. Well, good guess. Good guess.
I'm helping out too.
Good guess. Lancia gets the Freddo Frog for today. Oh, you've flipped it around, Paul, but we'll go with that.
Yeah. It's getting spicy. Not much left, but we're collaborating. Come on, guys. It's like 1 letter. Store. Yes, good job. That's right.
Nice. Good job. It is your store, your story and your strategy. Good guess, everyone. As always, fun. Guy, we saved the Hangman from getting hung. Well done, everybody. So your store, the first pillar here is all about conversion. This is about having a high converting website. Because if you don't have a website that actually converts traffic into sales, no amount of marketing and advertising is going to fix that problem. You could spend $1 billion a month and just send more traffic to a busted site. You're just going to lose money and not improve your business. So improving your conversion rate on your store and having a high converting website is a real priority in your business. Second priority is your story, having a story that actually connects your brand, your products, what you do, what you stand for to a customer, to a type of person that has a type of problem that they're trying to solve in a type of way. This is about having compelling brand messaging on the website, in your social feeds, in your emails, on your packaging that builds brand, that builds community, that brings people together behind a cause or an idea or something more than just buying product that they could buy somewhere else. Having a compelling brand story is a massive component that a lot of e-com stores don't spend enough time working on. And the third piece here is your strategy. And this is the thing that gives you control, right? And moves you away from the chaos of day-to-day chasing your tail and not knowing what to do next. This is about having a step-by-step game plan, what to do, when to do it, and what order to do it in. And that's what we're going to look at for some of you here on the call tonight, is to look at your store. We'll look at your story. We'll look at your strategy. We'll isolate what's going wrong, how to fix it, and then what to do, when to do it, and in what order to get it done in the next 30 to 90 days to move your business forward. So we've had a few volunteers already. So So if you guys want it, Paul and Chris, if you want to pick a couple of people to run this for, we'll run this more orders model audit over a couple of your businesses, and we'll map it out in what we call our fast path plan, which looks something like this, where we will model out the stuff that is broken that you need to fix, the stuff that doesn't exist that you need to build, stuff that you're doing well that you can grow, and maybe some big moves. Maybe you need to buy a warehouse or move or build a new product line, hire some team, big transformational stuff. But we're going to focus down in this lower section of stuff that's broken and stuff that you need to build over the next 90 days to move your business forward. And I'll hand over to Paul to jump in from here, and he'll do a bit of doodling, and we'll build this out for a couple of people.
Oh, good. All right. Alan, would you like to go first for this? So what we're going to do, I'm going to share screen, but as I do that, do you want to just give us the background on the business and why you started it, when you started it, all the fun stuff?
1991, I started this business.
Wow.
No, there was no internet sales in 1991, I can tell you. So, we used to travel throughout outback Australia, mostly like North Queensland, Northern Territory, Kimberleys, and also right down in the desert and all that. We used to go to stations and rodeos and stuff. Had a big semi. So, that was a good business in those days because, people didn't have mail order. Well, they had mail order, but that's what it was, mail order, old school mail order.
Yep.
So, we learned how to manage that and make sure we had the right inventory at the right place. So, yeah, cash, days of cash.
The good old days. Put it in your pocket.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
a bit of flexibility. I mean, you have to keep your business going, so.
Yeah, okay. And I mean, it looks, I had a quick look at like your traffic
Retail's
growth.
very tough business. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody.
Okay.
Well,
I don't know, guys. See you later.
I really enjoy, the journey, and I enjoy what I do, but far out, it's hard work, like it's hard work.
You're doing the business is growing well, right? Your traffic is growing well.
It's extremely competitive market.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
And one big hamstring for the business has been so we just get gaslighted now by Meta and Google, where Google trying to tell us 4 or 5 ROAS is excellent. That's the standard. And like 5 years ago we were doing 10 to 15 ROAS.
Yep. You can't grow a 4x ROAS, not in your space, not when you're what do your margins
in
look
this
like?
kind of business, because all the branded products that we sell are the margins controlled. We can't do anything about it. I mean, the GP on our main product is like 35, maybe 40 at the most, but more like 35 GP. You're just not making any money. You just turn it over. So consequently, we've started to focus on our own brand of gear. So that's why we had the other website, but it's all in its infancy. But I've been doing it. I know my shit. I'm probably, I would be up there in one of the top hat or boot, guys in Australia, just because of my experience with factories and.
Well, so you're the manufacturer for some of your brand,
the Outback King brand.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
I do that because I really feel at retail, unless you've got this little niche, which I used to have, but this is no longer niche. This is mainstream now.
Yeah.
Anything like this, you're up against the corporates. That's why I'm determined to make a difference. I know we just got to get the formula right,
Well, part of that formula getting right is actually talking about the story properly on the website. And I had a quick look, and it's good, but it can be a lot better, and we'll talk about that.
It would have been a lot better, and I've told my graphics girl to change that to Ayers Rock, a bit more.
Yeah. Well, what we're going to do, like, so we
do
I
all
run
the
this.
artwork, so
Yeah. So with these workshops, I like to run them and make them super interactive, but you will walk away with a whole bunch of things you can actually go and do tomorrow. And you'll be like, shit, I didn't think about that. Why didn't we do that 10 years ago? Because if you had it done that 10 years ago, it would have fixed a large portion of your ROAS problem, because you would have had a much higher conversion rate and you would have had a much higher average order value, which are the two things that, most brands, especially a brand like yours, are like, make more people buy from me. So let's assume your conversion rate's 3%. And we go, how do we get it to 6 as fast as possible? That's the first thing. And we do so by telling a better story and by making the site convert better. So I'm going to just jump in. And how do you like feedback out? It's just like straight to the point.
No, I was just going to say I agree with you 100%.
All right, cool. So let's do this then, right? So for example, if I look at the site, and we're going to focus on the story at the moment, and we're going to look at a few things. So like things that pop out to me straight away are, one of the most important things on your homepage is you need a H1 tag, right? And a H1 tag basically tells everyone what you do. And as they tell you that, so that you get as much organic traffic from Google coming to your website, right? So I'm mindful that you do pretty well from a traffic perspective already. However, you don't have a H1 tag that's even working properly. So that's a monster issue. And you don't have a H2 that's working properly. So if you had those two,
in layman's terms, what's H1 and H2?
Yeah, H1 is a heading 1, H2 is a heading 2. So the big thing on your website that says like, hey, this is what we do and this is who we help. Yeah. So for example, like I would have something more along the lines of, and I'm going to draw over my screen and make it look beautiful. I mean, it says a lot of stuff. It says, if we go through it, store hours, and then something else pops up and it says, what's the next thing say? When it scrolls through, it says 11 days of Western, but you need to add something on the site that is more along the lines of something like this. So because such a little thing like this, it's instantly going to tell everyone exactly what you do. So it's authentic Western and outback style, cowboy boots, hats, and Western apparel, right? So this tiny little thing is going to bring a lot more traffic to your website, and people go, oh, I know they do hats. I know they do that. I know they do this, right? So something like that. Now, then you need a H2, right? So for example, a H2 should be something along the lines of like this. Again, the purpose of this is to pick up traffic from Google, and it's instantly for anyone that comes to the website, premium boots, hats, and gear that combines rugged Aussie durability and Western heritage and rah.
You're putting this on the slide.
Straight on the banner. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I've gone straight to things that are kind of very search engine based, but hang on, I've got to put them back in so people can see, because you can't read it. It's not in white. But most people on this call don't do this stuff. And they go, I don't know why I don't get any traffic from Google. And I don't know why people are confused and they bounce off my homepage, right? So that was that. And here is the second one again. So super important that every single brand, even a brand as big as Allen's, and Allen's brand is a juggernaut because I already looked at it, like how it doesn't have this by this point in time, like we've got to add that in, right? So people read it and they go, in their head, tick, I'm in the right spot. They read the next thing, tick, I'm in the right spot, right? Then we come down to this section, and all of these things help with the brand story, which Chris drew on his beautiful hangman diagram, and it helps with conversion, because when people land on your website, they're going to start reading your stuff, and then you need them to start complying and going, yes, 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 I'm in the right spot. And the more yeses you get as they read and as they go through this process, the more likely they are to buy. So I'm going to do a few more here just to show you what I'm talking about. So like when we build someone's website, we have what we call trust signals, right? And again, trust signals would sit down. Let's do this. I will get a box and I will go like that, right? And I'm going to put another one here, and I'm going to put another one here, and I'm going to put another one here. And you can make this look however you want, but it's got to look, like beautiful, right? So again, all you're trying to get people to do is go, cool, I'm going to read it, and I go, that's right. So for example, One thing could say, like, put this in here. Where is my thing? So one of these would probably be the most important, locally owned store, right? So your audience comes along and go, oh, that's great. It's not owned by like bloody Gina Reinhardt or someone else or a big brand or a big multinational. And I go, cool, that's good. I want to buy it from someone. It's, next one would be something like this: unbeatable Aussie service. I know these are a bit hard to read. I'll try and make them a different color. But you're like, okay, sounding good. Fast Aussie shipping. All right. So I go, it's shipping from Australia. Okay, great. And I've done these super quickly, but trusted Western brands. Right?
So where are you placing this?
So these are going to go down here on the bottom of this, in below your H1, below your H2, and as soon as people see it, because what you want to happen. You go.
So you want that on every slide, or we just put it at the bottom of the slides?
For now, you want it just on your homepage. So as soon as you land on your homepage, you see the things that. Why can't I draw now? That's good.
Below the banner, below the slide, Alan.
Below the banner, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get it. Below the banner, yeah. So they're not moving like the banner is. Right?
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly, yeah. So for example, Chris M, do you want to give me an example of a site you reckon that we could kind of show Alan and be like, something like this, for example, or Chris V?
I'm getting
anyone come off the top of your head? Let me just turn screen share off for a second because I've lost my drawing thing, so I got to turn it back on. So
it's got good trust signals.
Yeah, there it is. So again, why we talk about that? Because the main two parts at this stage that are going to hold you back is how you tell the story about your brand and all the elements that go into a proper conversion rate strategy. So even as we scroll down a bit further on your site, if I get to here, it's super image heavy, right? And I know you've got a monster slab of text sitting down in here, but most people aren't probably going to read all of this or scroll all the way down there. So even from a website build perspective, there's a better location to put that, and that should be sitting up here. So that kind of all that big chunk of word that you got there should go into here, and that's what we call a unique selling proposition, right? So I'll give you that as well. Give me 2 seconds, and I'm just going to think about what I want to put there.
Maybe a Torbreeze is probably not a bad example.
Oh yeah, I'll show that in a second. Yeah. So because at this stage, we need to get more words into your homepage, right? So something like, let's assume it said this. And again, like, when we do this properly, it takes us like a good 5 to 6 hours for our team to do this. I'm doing a cheap and cheerful version, but something more like this, Outback Traders is Australia's home of authentic Western style, a fusion of American cowboy heritage and Australian Outback Brit. Every boot, hat, and jacket is designed to go the distance, durability for the land, stylish enough for town. The reason I'm suggesting you put it there is because as people, again, they start scrolling down your website and they've now read your new H1 and your new H2 and all the trust signals, and they read this, it's another tick in their head. All right. So now when it comes to homepages, when we build people websites, there's like 60 different ticks at a minimum that you need people to be going through and going, oh yeah, tick, 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 bestsellers and trending and this and reviews and social proof and all the other things that gets them to engage, right? So is this making sense so far?
Yep, 100%. So I'm on it.
You're on it? You're changing it right now?
Well, not right now, but
yeah. All right. So
24 hours.
Good. So this is why we bang on so hard about this, because even a brand as good as yours, like what should be happening, there should be brand messaging on your homepage. There should be brand messaging on your product page. There should be brand messaging on your collection pages. So they're the main 3 pages on your website. And if you don't have proper brand messaging on all of those pages, your conversion rate sucks. So that's the first part of the story. And also, when it comes to running your meta ads and so forth, or your Google ads, or you're setting up your email marketing, you want to be saying the same things that you're saying on the website in your marketing, right? Because then people will see your meta ad and they'll be like, oh, great. Like, Outback Traders is one of Australia's blah, 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 blah. I go, cool. I go to the website, I read it again. I go, I'm in the right place. I'm ready to buy. Once they're there, then we move into the second component of this and go, do we have all of the conversion rate optimization elements on the page? Now, I know that sounds like a very fancy technical word, but to briefly explain what a conversion rate element is, it might be a review from a customer. It might be, hey, 25 people just purchased the product. It might be, it's in stock. It ships from Melbourne. It might be that you actually have the shop pay button on your website from Shopify, because most people turn that off for some stupid reason, right? So we got to, you've got it turned off?
No, we haven't.
Yeah, like many people do, So again,
why you would?
People are just a bit silly, unfortunately. So I want to bang on about this for a bit more, right? So when we teach people how to do this, there is a good 60 things that have to go on this page for it to convert as good as it can, so that Alan has a much better return on his ad spend, right? Because if he doubles his conversion rate, he triples his conversion rate, his ROAS is going to go back up to 10, right? He's going to make a shitload more money. So, and it's the same for the homepage. It's the same for the product page. It's the same for the collection page. Now, normally there's a lot of newbies on this call, but I know tonight there's a few bit more sophisticated ecom brands. So I'm going to show you something super quickly. So for example, like when we build a site, when I teach people how to do this, I go, hey, go through this person's collection product page. And I'm like, do they have all these things on the collection page? Like, ecom brand owners do not do this. You can see I'm down to 200 things. I'm like, have you got them all? Now go to their checkout page. Do you have them all? Right. Now go to the tablet version. Do you have them all? Now go to the mobile. Do you have them all? If you do not have everything in my checklist, right, that's why your website converts like crap, right? Even to the extent I wouldn't normally show this either, but you're in an industry where it's very visual, right? Yeah. So this is the thing that I teach inside of our community, and I go, all right, this is literally just, and Chris haven't even seen me talk about this yet, but I want to show you because it's so important. And I'll give you this, I'll give you this, give everyone this for free. Here's a free gift just for coming tonight. This is an image optimization. This is an optimization blueprint just for your product images. So as you can see here, there's these 5 things. There's these 5 things. There's these 5 things. There's these 5. I know Janine's frantically going, copy paste, copy paste. I put it in the chat for you. But again, my point being, like, this thing here is like, do this to your images. This doesn't even talk about fixing your product page. This is a game changer if you do this properly, right? This is the reason we work with brands that are doing brand new, selling, $10 a day versus doing millions a month, right? Because they go to this level and they go, I'm not going to do all of it, but I'm going to pick a lot of it, right? And then we go through this thing as well. We go, oh shit, let's do all of this as well. We go, fantastic. Now I've got a website that converts at 4, 5, 6, 7%, right? And the reason it converts as good as it can is because we said the right stuff inside of the brand strategy, right? And what do you think? Should I show the depth of that we go into in a brand strategy, Chris? What do you, McLean? What do you reckon? Just quickly. All right. Because all I showed Alan.
Yeah, you've just knocked out some stuff on the homepage, but obviously a process behind it.
There is So I'll illustrate it, right? So, and why this is so important, give me 2 seconds. So, and just for context, like Chris made this process, right? So if you thought my checklist was impressive, if you look at this thing, so again, just backtracking, now I'm talking about how to talk about your brand better. And I'm mindful some of you have probably done this, but we go through all of these things. Like, why are you doing this for? Why are you in business? What are the brand values that you're trying to portray to your audience? What is the voice of this brand? How does it sound like? Is Alan's brand, does it sound like a 45-year-old farmer that lives off the land that buys great products? And what does he say? Who does he talk to? What are the characteristics? What are the archetype? What is the customer journey that they go on? Like, what is the customer avatar? Who are we trying to sell to? Right? Because some people just get on there and set up a bloody website and go, I just want to sell everything to everybody. And they go, I don't know why it doesn't work anymore, right? Because then it's flops. So I won't go too deep into this, but between this is how you nail your brand story properly. And then my checklist, and working with us, how you nail your conversion rate optimization strategy. There's a lot of work that goes into this. And this is what the big brands do properly. So again, super mindful that some of you are small and some of you are bigger like Alan, but I can guarantee every single one of you has a brand story-ish problem, right? You probably, Chris and I were working on some slides that we're going to put into this. We didn't get time, but I'd go, hey, if you were to rate your brand story, and please feel free to do this now, like out of 10, how well do you think you actually communicate about your brand? So out of 10, put a comment in there. Given that you've now seen this beautiful thing that has 27 tabs and 900 questions in it and blah, 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 right? So you go, great. Everyone's given themselves a 2, right? So a 1, shit, you can be a bit nicer to yourself. So again, this is why we fix this thing, right? And then now that you've seen my conversion rate optimization checklist and you're like, oh shit, he had even more things that Chris has got in there. And then this is just his image optimization checklist. If you give yourself a rating out of 10 for how well your website is likely to convert, please feel free to do that as well. If you think you got a 10, feel free. But just want to bang this point home if I can. Don't be shy. Even if you don't have a website, you can just write 0, obviously. So got a few more. All right. So is that making sense now, what we're talking about? And I might even go a little bit deeper here. So for example, on Alan's product page, and if we were to go through this, we'll go, hey, where's all the photos of everyone wearing the hat? That's in here, like tick that on. Then we've got things like putting image overlays on the text. So for example, there's tons of things you can do to an image. So you can come in here like this and you can go, bestseller, made in Australia, handmade, like love it or return it in 90 days, 100 other different things, right? So as you go through my checklist and you go, or we better still, we build you a website, you're like, I need to add this and I need to add that and I need to add this thing and I need to add this thing. And then I need to go back to Paul's product page and I need to go and add this, right? So trying to get to the point of all this, like the takeaway is these are the reasons that your site just doesn't convert as good as it can, right? So, and I think most people, and I don't usually say this, but I think it's important. Most people think about their website as if it's like a building. You build it and then you leave it and then you go run a shitload of money into meta ads and you hope that it works, right? Whereas a website is like a garden, right? So you get your garden growing, you put your trees in, you prune them, you water them, you make it look prettier, you change stuff, you do it. Like it's an ever evolving process, right? But most people get so focused on just like, I'm just going to run lots and lots of meta ads and like it's the meta ads problem. It's never the meta ads problem. It's a messaging problem and it's a conversion problem and it's saying the wrong thing in your ads. I can tell you I've done this for thousands of brands now, and this is where every single brand gets this wrong. Even brands, like I don't know what sort of revenue you're doing, Alan, but even way bigger than you do this wrong. Like I worked with one brand last year that sells ladies underwear, and I'm like, I gave them 3 things to put on their product page images, right? And it improved their conversion rate by 10%, just with 2 little tweaks, So that brand goes, that's an extra couple $100,000 a year for us. So when I gave them the rest of the things, now they're doing like 4 million a month.
It's right? My experience that all these, even with checklists, that it's a process that you keep fine tuning. Once you've got all those elements in, then you've got to go back really and then just, see the stuff that you think, oh no, I could do that a bit better now because I, getting more tuned into what's got to be done to get the vibes out there, so
100%.
It's you don't have to, you can't expect to start perfect, you just can't. It's got to...
you can if you meet us on like day one. But unfortunately, so often most people get to the end of this thing and go, oh, I wish I had met you 10 years ago, Paul. I'm like, same. So but we're here now, Alan. So tomorrow when we chat, it's a new journey. So, but I want to do this for you first.
I'm excited. It's great. You're really giving people a lot of good information.
Oh, try to. Most people, a lot of people in this space do bloody workshops and they talk about themselves for 4 hours and then they go buy my shit at the end of it. And you don't learn anything. I'd rather go, hey, I learned you. I taught you all this stuff for free. Imagine you paid me. I'm going to teach you even better stuff. So, all right. Now, in terms of things that you need to fix. So first thing is we'll pick a color. Let's go like a earthy color. So if I was you, well, first thing would be let's chat as soon as possible. Second thing would be like, just got to fix your brand story, not by a lot. It's taking out, like getting everything out of your head and getting it into a proper brand story document and then going, this is what we're going to say, right? And putting it on the website in the right order. So brand story, super easy. Like that takes, a couple of weeks, nail that, finish it. Next thing, you've already got a website. Certainly not proposing you go build a brand new website. I mean, well, don't get me wrong, if we build your website, it would be better. But for the purpose of this exercise, go and just audit what you've got and go add all the things that are missing, right? So you probably got 60 things to add or whatever. I'm trying to see what these chats, what's this chats going on here about 16-year-olds and nieces and nephews. I don't know. I can't talk at the same time. Anyway, so fix your website, right? Second thing, then you're already running meta ads and unfortunately getting a 4x ROAS. So I wouldn't say stop running meta ads, but when we know your brand story, then we start taking your new brand story, right? And all the stuff that should go into your images on your website, and we put those same images in your ads, right? And then we go, cool, now run ads to our new U-Butte website and go, cool. And I'm never going to guarantee anything here, but hey, now we've got a 6x ROAS or a 7x ROAS because we're not doing anything different, right? Other than we fixed our brand story and then we make our website convert better, right? So for Alan, this is 3 things that he's got to focus on at the moment. And again, why this is important, I like this. I learned this new trick recently. I want to show everyone this as well. So, oh, hang on. Bratzel's at the shop. Hey, mate, hang on. We'll do this. So this will really bang at home. So I don't expect Alan to tell us how much money he's making, but let's do this. So Alan,
how much money am I turning over or how much am I making?
How much he's collecting at the moment. Yeah.
How much is the ATO making? Going back to
tax collector.
So Alan is a great tax collector. Disregard my typing at the moment, right? He sells 500K a month in sales. His, I might as big as everyone can see it. His conversion rate, everyone now know what conversion rate means. Does this make sense to everyone? Is 2%. All right. His AOV, that means average order value. That means how much he gets in his cart is $250. $250. All right. So how much money does he make annually? Gonna tell you. Wish I was better at maths. I would have just told you. Chris would probably know the answer immediately. So there you go.
Some way to calculate these with some sort of device.
There is. So there you go. Let's assume Alan does $6 million per year based on those numbers. Right. Now, all we're going to change is 2 numbers on Alan's website. What if he increases his conversion rate by double and his average order value by, what did I say, $250 to $350?
Yeah.
How much more money is he collecting for the year? This is why this is such an important exercise for people, because some people I meet go, oh, websites are expensive and and all this stupid stuff they tell themselves. And I'm like, yeah, but so is Alan was doing six. This is theoretical. Alan's doing $6 million a year, right? And I fixed 2 numbers in his business, and now he's doing, what did I get to here? So now he's doing, based on that, like 16.8 million per year by changing 2 numbers. He does the same thing with meta ads. He's doing all the other stuff that he was already doing. He's sending the same emails. He's going to the paddocks and selling Cowboys stuff to the Cowboys. But because he fixed these 2 things, then theoretically everything stays the same. This is the difference, right? So game changer, $10 million extra, assuming that was right. So even for people that are brand new to this is the biggest thing I want you guys to take that are small, right? If you have like a crappy 1% conversion rate and you got like $150 average order value, and you're banging away trying to build your business for like 3 years with those things, you need to realize, and I might even do this quickly. So let's assume Mike sells fishing lures for AOV is $50, right? And his conversion rate is, what do we want to do there? 1%, which is terrible in the fishing space. What is it at the moment? 4? Did you say? It's 4 already. Okay. God, if you're getting 4 with that, mate, we'll get you by our converter kit. You'll be bloody 10. And he's currently doing, I don't know, like 20K a month. We'll do that. We'll just keep it real simple. 10K a month. What if Mike increases his conversion rate to 9? And for you, I'd like increase your AOV to, disregard my typing, to $95. Now what? Monthly, revenue. It's my turn. It's going to be 2 parts to this little demonstration. So you were doing 10K, change it to that. Now you're doing $42,000, right? Changing 2 things. So this is the most important bit. So if Mike does nothing, doesn't listen to Paul, and stays as it is at, what did I say? 4% and 50 bucks. How much money does Mike lose every year? What do I want to do here? Every year. So what's going to do is going to go, well, you could have had that extra 30 grand a month and you could have times it by 12. This is how much more money you're going to lose every year. All right. So an extra $500,000 a year just by not fixing those 2 things. So people I meet and they go, oh, website's expensive. I said, losing $500,000 is a bit more expensive. And they go, oh, I get it now.
For sure.
Makes sense? Just clear to everybody? All right. Do we want to do this for another person, or is everyone already like good to kind of go, I get it? What do you think, Chris M or Chris V?
I think it's a pretty similar story for
Yeah.
Most people were set up startup. So yeah, it's going to play out something like this for a lot of people, I think. Would that be accurate for everyone that's been watching?
Okay.
Can you see it's like that's me too? That's my business too.
That's math.
So I'm going to bring up some slides now and I'll do a bit of the presentation. I'll just finish it off. Hope I've got the right slides. If not, we'll see how we go.
It'll go through.
Excuse me, just real quick. I'll be straight back.
No worries, mate.
No worries. Leave it for the most important part.
It's all right. We're already sorted. So give me 1 second. All right, cool. So, oh my God, there's so many. You know what? I'm not going to bring up the slides. It's all good. Just going to go straight to this bit. Now, if you've got value out of today, and I really hope everyone has got some good value out of today, what I'd like to invite all of you to do is actually just organize a call with either Chris Filato in my team or Roxy from my team. So what they're going to do immediately at the end of this, and also now, they're going to put a link in the chat where you can book a call directly with Chris, but you also, can you unspotlight me, whoever spotlighted me? Because I'd like to see who I'm talking to. But they'll send you an SMS, they'll send you an email, they'll also drop a link in here as well, because as you can see, I'm super passionate about helping people not have these problems anymore, right? And we can fix it for big brands, we can fix it for small brands, and this is the stuff we do all day long, every day. We do this through various different ways, our coaching programs and our website builds and so forth. But all you need to do is grab a time with Chris or Roxy. It'll take you like 15, 20 minutes or something. And we will map out what we call our fast path plan for each of you individually. So we'll go, hey, because these guys have been highly trained by me over a long period of time doing this, we'll go, here's what I think we should do together, right? And then more than likely, if there's a good fit between what you guys do, get on a call. I'll join them on the call as well, and I'll talk to you all individually and go, I agree. This is what we should do. This is the order. This is the timeline that we should roll this out. If it all sounds good, this is how we're going to move forward doing stuff together, right? So, have you dropped that link in there, Chris and Roxy? Again,
Yeah.
these calls are completely free. There's no cost. Obviously, I want to stop you all just wasting years of your life trying to figure out how to do this on YouTube and TikTok and all the other nonsense place where people are giving you rubbish information. So, at worst, go to that call with me. Again, you get me one-to-one. You'll walk away with probably even more ideas, right? And you'll have absolute clarity on what you should be doing going forward. So, if anyone has any questions or anything now, I've still got another half an hour or so. Very happy to jam on some of these questions. If you guys got anything you'd like to ask, I do have one favor to ask. Obviously, at some point you clicked our ad on Meta Ads, I would assume. On the landing page, you've seen the testimonials that we've got from people that have been to these things before. So if you'd be so kind to leave us a review, say, hey, Paul said some good stuff and it was helpful, that would be splendid. So, but yeah, super happy to answer your questions if you have any now. And also, like I said, jump on a call with you guys over the next, tomorrow, the day after, and the next day, and kind of point you all in the right direction. Oh, good. You're on mute, by the way. Owen, I can see you talking, but still there. No, he's still muted. I've got a few. Thank you very much. Who was that from?
I'm muting. No worries.
Awesome.
I'm just trying to book a,
Book a call.
book a call. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Janine, you sat there pretty quiet, and Anna and a few others. I know you're just nodding frantically, and I think Janine was trying to screenshot my checklist, and I give it to you anyway. So
Janine's gone to hire a child now to do her $10 an hour tasks, upload her products to her site. She's got to give him a contract.
Oh, okay. Yeah, feel free to come off mute for those of you, feeling very sick. So a bit flat. Oh, no, good. Sorry to hear. Me too, actually. If it's only, I hit 1 p.m. last night and discovered there was a whole packet of marshmallows on the bench, and I ate them all and I felt terrible today. Don't recommend it. So it was good at the time. Hope you'll feel better soon. Do you have any questions, Mike? Mike, shall we? You already got a 4% conversion rate, mate. If you buy our converter kit, which you should buy because everyone else has bought our converter kit in the fishy little space, is going on to do great things. So I might keep an eye out for Roxy. She's going to send you a link to that thing. That's what you need. Questions, though?
Yes. My priority for this year is to build a graded database of emails.
Okay.
I want to be more in control of how many we have within our community, rather than having to rely on Meta and everybody else who's just trying to shaft us at the end of the day. They're after the biggest buck they can get from the suckers who are willing to pay.
Yep.
I see the true way forward for a company like ours is to own our own traffic, own our own customers, and have them for life. And that's my objective. I want to get off that grid and that mouse wheel that Meta and Google and everybody has each and every one of us on. I want to get off that and be more in control of our own resource like customers and love them to death. Absolutely love them to death. So
good goal to have. Yep, that's exactly how I built my previous business, Holdcom. So again, we didn't go too deep into it, but I started Holdcom when I was 17, right? And I built it by largely posting on forums, right? So I would spend 2 to 3 hours a day posting on forums, helping people with their problems. I sold 40 to 50 million worth of products, and then sold that business in 2014 to a public company. This was before Meta Ads existed. So it's exactly how I built that. And that's how I've built hundreds of other brands as well. So building communities around e-commerce brands is the absolute, like, one of the number one things you do. And there is a good quote in the space by one of my mentors. He's like, you need to own the race course, right? He goes, so you let all the horses run around your race course, you own the race course, right? Exactly. Again, if you own the race course by owning your email list, and you're not just, and you're educating them and you're nurturing them and you're providing value and you're providing fishing tips for you and, insider stuff, like, that will continue to grow. Like, amazing strategy, especially because your products aren't crazy expensive. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to get a high average order value to even be able to run meta ads. So however you organically grow your email list, and we teach all of this stuff, by the way, inside of the e-commerce circle community, which I think you sign up today and you got a free trial for $1. So everyone else, the rest of you can come and do that. If anyone else wants to drop the link, we do have an amazing community where we teach this stuff, and you can join today for $1 if you're not in there. That's for our small program. But 100% agree with you. Like, you've got tons of options too, right? You could run a Facebook group. Like, I run the Shopify Australia group. It's got 10,000 members in it. I built it. It's grown organically. Building communities like that, building communities in forums, building communities in Discord, building communities in email. So many ways that you can do that, even for you. Like, and I know this has got nothing to do with story and strategy, what we're talking about, but like, incentivizing your customers to become your user-generated content creators. Go, hey, you buy the lure. You know what I mean? Take us a photo of the fish you catch, blah, blah, blah.
We're on the same page. We're well and truly down that track.
Yep. So, and then doing that at scale is like your secret. So, like, I won't say the brand because everyone will get excited and go look at it, but I know of a brand that has 16,000 content creators that post in their private channel every day. They get about 200 new user-generated content pieces every day of their product. Then they run that as ads, right? And there's a reason this brand's doing 9-figure brand now. 9 figures means, $100 million a year. A lot of money, right? So same thing though. They're just like, do it at scale. Like, for you can do that. Alan can do that. Anyone can do that in the passion niches, right?
Can I ask you a question on that, Paul?
Yep.
Maybe I'm suffering from small-mindedness, but I just see our two major markets as, well, three really: Australia, New Zealand, and the US. I can't picture in my mind 100 million turnover coming out of fishing lures. That's what.
But you probably don't need it either, right?
Sorry?
You probably don't need it either, right? Like, why do you need, like, this guy is like, this brand is run by 30 something that wants to take over the world. You look like 25-ish, I'm being nice, but you go,
so you're good at bullshit.
You're like, Paul, if I could get a $4 million a year business, I'd be stoked. I'm making $1 million profit, and I'm like, got a sick caravan, a new Ram car, and the grandkids are spoiled. I'm like, I'm good to go with that. So, like, I'm sure you could have a multi-million-dollar e-com business that, like, gives you a great lifestyle, and your grandkids and your partner and yourself are sorted forever. So not everyone needs $100 million brand.
No, you did right, and I don't think many of us would think that too much anymore anyway, because the cost of doing that for some of us, like, I guess Alan and I are probably similar age, we can't be bothered doing that anymore. We're looking to build something and either hand it off to our kids or our grandkids or whatever at some stage, just to keep the legacy going.
Yeah. And I think that's a really good way to look at it. And it's exactly like, I'll get Chris and Roxy to drop a link to the ecommercecircle.com.au page, but if you go there, it literally says, we help family founder businesses grow. Because as a dad, I've got a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old, and I still work a lot because, I don't know, I'm a weirdo. I'm a workaholic. I wake up working, I go to sleep working, but I play with my kids, right? But I think it's really important that you build a business that supports your lifestyle and enables a better lifestyle. So that's why we help mums and dads, husbands and wives, grandpa still running the business, but they're like, okay, Paul, take as much off our plate as you can so that I have time to go and like play with my toys. You know, like you guys are probably like, I ride horses and I've got I've got hot rods and whatever, right? And I've got grandkids. So super important that people think about that rather than just go, yeah, let's work 90 hours a week until I die. And then when I die, what happens? My business gets handed down to no one, someone who doesn't want it. That's the worst thing that can happen.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I know a lot of stories like that, and it's sad.
Yeah. Lots and lots of them. So
Talking to Paul and Delane Paul recently, and they had that exact thing. They're like, yeah, we got to 60K a month, and we're just at the point where we're happy with this volume. This is the kind of business we want to run. Don't want to do any more than that.
yeah, they're loving it. Like they just bought new motorbikes for themselves, and like we're friends. Like my clients become my mates. We send them funny memes about motorbikes and shit, and they just go, "We just bought a warehouse." Do you know what I mean? Like this is just me being pretty honest. They go, "We took some of our super funds, bought a warehouse just so we can get it. Our business is so good now. We just want to get it out of the house." So they bought a little warehouse. I'm like, good problem to have. I'm like, "What's your next thing?" They go, "Buying a boat." I'm like, good, do it. So, and they don't want to get to, like, I could take their business to $1 million a month, easy. Like, I could do it in 6 months, but they're like, they don't need to do that. They don't want to do that, and most people, they're a bit, Paul's probably, is he in his 50s, Chris?
I won't.
45. He's older. He's a bit older than me.
Yeah.
Early
47, early 50s. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I get it, right? Not everyone wants that. Some people do. Do you know what I mean? Like,
isn't 50 the new 21?
Yeah, there we go.
It is. Someone told me the other day, he goes, "Paul, you look about 36." And I thought, oh, love you. I'm 45 this year. So I was 45, 46 next year. So
Yes.
Any other questions from anyone else? My kids are home, so you've got me for as long as until they kick my door in and ask me where their latest present is that I've purchased from someone online. Do you have any questions, Scott or Alan? Or
I love your work. First, and on behalf of everybody, I think we really, really appreciate this time we've been spending with you. And
thank you.
The big thing for everybody, just you're not going to get it all perfect at once, but just keep going back over things, until you get them. Just take it, we just refresh, continuously what you do, and it'll get easier. But it's a lot. I don't know, just got to go in that little rabbit hole.
Yes, yeah. That's our family nickname, Rabbit. Mike, obviously, Warren Rabbit. So yeah. Apparently I'm little rabbit. My dad says he's a big rabbit in his motorbiking club. So yeah. There's something else I was going to say. Yeah, you're right though. It's just chipping away at it.
One of the guys that makes our hats, his name's Cornejo, which is rabbit.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and hats are a lot of hats are made from rabbit fur.
I'm going to say they're not made from rabbit. That'd be awkward.
Like cannibals. I didn't know that. Off the bottom. Oh, there you go.
Well, either the lower quality's wool, still good, and then fur, and then better fur.
I don't have to buy a hat for you anymore. We went away to Moama the other week for one of our coaches' weddings, and she found some country hat, and she's like, "I want it." And I'm like, "Well, just there you go, buy it." And then one of the kids chucked a nana. I'm like, "Hang on, we've got to run." So I'll have to have a look on his site and buy her one. She was obsessed. One of the girls at the wedding photographer at the wedding had a beautiful hat. So I want one of them. I'm like, all right.
You'll have to come around, man.
Yeah, done. We'll do. I need one now. I'm practically my mum calls me a country bumpkin because Romsey's in the Macedon ranges. I'm like, it's not country, mum. I'm like, I've got to.
Yeah, we're here 7 days a week.
Oh,
I have a question, if I may.
Yeah, shoot.
I'll talk. Hi, I have a voice.
Hello.
So my business is a little bit different to everybody else's. I actually physically make things with my hands. So for example, this, I do resin art. I made this cup.
Yeah, nice.
I also have the glitter supplies. I sell the glitter, I bag the glitter. I do it all myself.
Yeah.
So for me, you guys are talking these massively huge numbers. but this took me a week to make.
Speak
You're
to,
in
the-
speak to Karen,
you're
who's
in the
literally
same business
making
as
cups
Karen.
right now.
That's
Show us,
me.
Karen. I'll
That's
get one. Hang
me.
on. I've got one.
Yeah,
Karen's
that's
an amazing
me.
member of our community. She makes these amazing teacups, and she's literally
Yeah.
making them by hand as we speak.
Yeah, and there's actually nothing wrong with being small because you can, if you don't have all, that's one of the problems is when you're taking more money, you just don't realize it requires a lot lot energy.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't want that. I've got
Sure.
5 daughters.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're a lot of
There you go.
handmade businesses.
So here's a sponsorship for Karen. Karen, bless her. Karen and I are best mates now. She's a member. She's a
I
client. for
can't see
everybody's.
Karen, but hi, Karen.
Hi,
See
no, I am
this. See
here.
this.
Oh,
This is
right.
handmade. So she knows
Yeah.
I like black. So she made this, and it's got everything. And you get a saucer. So she has the
That's
same
awesome.
problem that you're gonna have. She's like,
Yeah.
I have
It's
to make a lot of
hands-on.
stuff now.
Yeah.
My biggest, so I run a Facebook group similar to like you guys, and I think it was Krista I spoke to on the phone the other day, where we've actually been teaching people how to make resin cups like this for the last few years. And that's how I got into the glitter supplies and all that sort of thing. So I've got that name out there, but I had to die off because my middle daughter went through a bit of a thing where she was trying to self-harm. So
Sorry to hear.
Thank you. So I dropped off for a couple of years and I've just started coming back. I've relaunched the glitter in September. I built the website. So that website that you looked at, I built. I have
Yep.
no business building a website. I'll be the first one to say that. You speak Spanish to me.
Neither did Karen. But
Exactly.
Look at her website now, and it's
I'm
beautiful.
there.
But like I love the look of the website and the way that I'm presenting it, but I know it needs a shit ton of work. Like I'm not going to beat around the bush. And that's why I said 1, because I have no business doing anything with tech.
Mine was
I
just
will-
a crappy Dawn template.
This is going to sound like a sales pitch because it's a sales pitch, and I can say it so confidently because it's exactly what you need, right?
Yeah.
Because you've got a site, you don't want to spend probably don't want to spend a lot of money to get us a custom made website, but you get this thing. It's called the converter kit.
Yep.
Basically, what the converter kit is, it's a theme, but it has tons of high converting elements that everyone is now an expert at on your homepage, product page. So we come along, we put it on. You literally go through our 2 hours of training. You read a few documents and you go quick, save, change some fonts, blah, 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 like Karen did. Took Karen probably a week or something. And you go, now I've got what we call a high converting website for $2,000, right? And then when you buy that, you also get access to our e-commerce community as well for like 2 months or something as a trial. Again, exactly the same thing Karen bought. Like this is not what Alan would buy, for example, because he's got a website that's pretty good. We would do different things for him, but like this is what Mike should probably buy, potentially as well. Like I didn't look at Scott's site yet, but most people will probably go, that's a great starting point to, what you need from us. And then you join our community, like Scott, Mike has already done. And then you go, cool, get the rest of the help.
I know I've got the traffic. My conversion rate's sitting just under 6%.
Yeah.
So I know I've got the potential. And for me, I'm building communities and talking to people and doing all of that wonderful fun stuff. I'm brilliant at that. I'm brilliant. I don't like people, but I'm really bloody good at them.
I don't like
Is
people
what
either.
I say. But for me, today was more, do I mesh with you guys? I know I need help. I'm trying to find the right people, if that makes sense. So listening to you guys, making sure that it's the right people. I know I need to invest in it.
Yeah.
I'm not stupid enough to think I'm going to get everything for free, but it was more fun because I have tried someone else before and I was paying her money and got nothing.
Yeah.
So this is like,
Been
so
there,
now I'm
done
like,
that.
yeah. So it was like, I want to see if I mesh with these guys, and like, I'm not being sexist or anything, but for whatever reason, I seem to be able to mesh better with blokes. Like it's a weird thing. Like I don't have girlfriends.
That's a normal thing.
I
It's
go to the
normal
pub
thing.
with my husband and his mates. Like,
Yeah. I mean, Karen, you can confirm this, but like a lot of the ladies in our community, even a lot of the people in our community in general are like our age. We were talking about it earlier today. There's other communities out there where if you're like, you sell activewear and you sell a yoga brand and you're like, 25 and go to the gym 9 times a week, like for some reason they are in those communities. Like our communities, like, like real people, real build businesses, mums and dads, a bit older. I can say older because I feel I'm older, so
I'm ancient.
You get people on there like, running. There's another lady in our community, for example, and she joined us. What was Therese doing, Chris? Again, so she bought the converter kit. She was petrified to go on camera. She's probably similar. Oh, she's probably older than you ladies.
Yeah, she's
But yeah. But now she's in there and she's like, that's the kind of person in here that she's crushing it. She goes, now my problem is I can't make enough product. Previously her problem was like my
That's
website
what
was
I'm
crap,
worried
my
about.
store, But when that happens, you just, what you do? You charge more money.
Oh, and
You
plus,
charge
My
more for
question-
your product.
plus it's the
The
story.
other,
It's the story. That is your story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've sold out now. I'm too busy.
But the easier money is to be, selling all the things, teaching other people and selling all the stuff that other people need to do to enjoy that kind of craft.
Yeah.
My
'Cause you-
mum just passed away. Like I've been in Perth for a couple of months. Anyway, because she got sick and she wanted to go home, but far out. The amount of stuff she made is incredible. Like quilts and friggin' dolls and mate, the whole house. I had to clean up the house. Incredible, So you've got to take hats off to people who actually physically make things with their hands. It's a cherished thing, we've got to, support that. So
we got a lot of people in our community that do even we have one lady in there that she just sells dress patterns. Her whole store is
Chris
digital.
actually mentioned her, and I actually went and had a bit of a stalk.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you what number she's doing, but she's 6 figures a month, nearly, of just digital products. Same thing. She built a community. She does that.
Yeah, good.
Bang, and then we've got people like yourself, like you're kind of in a hybrid business. Well, you're like Karen. Someone could come along and buy Karen's tea leaf reading product and then become a reader, right, by doing Karen's course and sell it as a service. So I follow a brand and I just moved into my dream home and I bought a resin chopping board, Fifth Avenue or something they're called, or Fifth Design or something, but they make resin covered chopping boards and they're killing it. They're not in our community yet. I only found them a couple of weeks ago, but it's chopping board, resin on it, those kind of things again, amazing brands.
If you, with businesses like mine, like you said, hybrid, I have the supplies and I make the product.
Yeah.
At the moment, so I'm running it as separate businesses. Should it be separate to Shopify, or would you recommend meshing it together?
So you're a supplier of the product, and then you are. Give me the other bit again.
So I sell the glitter, and I make the products with the glitter.
Oh,
and
okay.
Sorry, and I make products with the glitter is probably a better way to put it.
If you're a on lady show and you don't it's put it on one thing. I don't think it just complicates everything. But you're like Mike going, I sell fishing lures and I teach you to fish. You don't go setting up another website. You just have a page and they're going, hey, here's everything you need to know about catch and brim. Buy this lure and here's Mike's training course on how to do it. You're like, cool, it's $27 and you sell bloody 200 of them a month and you sell 200 lures a month and you're like, happy days, mate. Thanks.
Yeah, gotcha.
I think Mike's frozen.
I'm in similar. I've got 2 websites. One, I'm a professional reader. I've had that there for many years, which mainly people book through. But then I've got the sales side of it, the shop site. And what I did is I put a page in the shop site, and I'm in the process now of ghosting the old website, so it'll point to the shop site.
Yeah.
And put the 2 in one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I do a lot of handmade stuff, and it's always been something that's really been, it hasn't sat right, but then it's do I put them together? Do I not put them together? Everything from sublimation to laser items, laser engraved mirrors and things like that as well. So,
isn't it? So it's use more products. That'll feed your passion, because if you break your passion down into, what you're going to get paid per hour to make a flask, it's not there. What's in it for you is to do it and teach other people to do it and sell them the stuff that they need to do it.
Yeah, scale your knowledge. It's what I do, right? I mean, I own 2 companies. I own Insightful, where we build you a Shopify site, and you can buy our 2K kit, or you can buy more expensive website. I can buy a more expensive website. And then I go to my other business, which I with these guys as well, Ecom Circle, where we coach you. And I go, we can do it 1-to-1, or we can do it in the group setting, or you can just watch our courses. So like people buy my $150 course all day, every day, and Chris's and Lockie's and other people. And I go, I didn't have to do anything. I filmed it once and they watch it and I go, thanks, made $1,000 today just from that course. But then I also go, I coach, like I might coach Alan, you know, and I go, hey, Alan pays me thousands of dollars a month and he gets me 1-to-1 when he needs me. And we took Alan to whatever, 8 figures a year. Wow. So you go from that to that, right?
Yeah.
You know? So like I still sell a product when you think about it. Like I sell,
exactly,
you know, same business. But for me, like, and people I'm surprised no one ever asked me this on the call. Like, why don't you run ecom brands anymore? I'm like, I work with enough ecom brands. I don't need to run one. And I don't want to manage all the stuff with like stock and inventory and all the crap you guys deal with. I'll help you grow your businesses, you know? So,
yeah, well, inventory in our business is horrific.
Yeah, it's a challenge. So,
Paul, Scott.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, mate. Yeah, so I don't have a business. Well, I do, but I don't. So I don't actually sell anything at the moment. I'm just sort of trying to learn. I've been ripped off a couple of times by, I've been involved with a company called AOE. I don't know, Australian Online Entrepreneurs. And the only thing I got out of that really, I got scammed by about 30K with them. And anyway, that's another long story. And but one of the good things that I got out of that was that I've set up a proprietary limited, and I did the trust side of things, and did ABN and all the other bits and pieces, and I do have a website as such, but there's nothing, but there's nothing on it. Like I've got nothing to sell, but I've sort of going into the camping and outdoor niche. That's the plan. I've already seen a designer up in Newcastle. I live in Sydney, and just putting she's designing 4 different pieces for me basically, and
clothing and stuff, or what is it? Is it like what Alan sells?
So I want to be like so I want to be somewhere. My niche is I want to be more high end, so I want to be sort of somewhere between. And these are 2 completely different clothing lines, I guess. But one would be like a North Face. So quite premium, and Tommy Bahama, because I'm an old bloke, I like the sort of loose fitting stuff.
Okay.
I'm 60. I'm just sort of starting out and all this sort of stuff. I'm off work at the moment. I had a spinal fusion in my neck, so I've had 4 vertebrae fused in my neck just in May, so I'm still off work. But and while I've been off, I've been getting into this because I can't get at the moment.
Ecom guru now while you're recovering.
Hopefully, yeah. And yeah, well, you don't know, and I've always wanted to do something. As I said, there's a couple of speed humps in the past, but just want to give it a go, and you never know if you never have a go, do you?
Well, I mean, best place to start. Today's the day, like for $1, like Mike's joined, and Karen can probably agree with me here, but we've got, we'd have 20 or 15 members in our community that are older than you, and they just go. So like for context, right, we do 8 live calls a week in the community. That's for our Connect program. Like I have another program, which is, much more advanced, but you go to the call, if you don't know anything about anything, you go to like an SEO call, and I get on there and I go, guys, here's everything you need to know about this topic with search engine optimization. And everyone walks away and goes, would have taken me a year to figure that out. And then they go to Chris's brand call, and he talks about all things brand messaging and brand story and brand. And then you go to Lachlan's meta ads call, and Lachlan's like, Scott, go film a video like this, go put it into your ads, run the ad like this, chuck $10 a day behind it, run it. You go, okay, great, but what, my website still sucks, Paul. So you go, cool, go to my website call on Friday, and like I'll go, hey, we're going to talk about this thing today for these 3 brands, and we go way deeper than what I did tonight. What I showed you tonight is basic stuff, right? The stuff that we do on there is, and you go, oh, great. So even if you walk away and you go, I was confused as crap for like 50 minutes, 10 minutes, I learned a lot of really good stuff. And you do exactly what Karen did. Started probably whenever she started 6 months ago, and she just goes to things when she's got time. And she's like, now she's an SEO and the meta ads and the Crow and the website guru queen. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure she's going to go, don't know about that, but she knows a lot, right? And like, you know, there's like no stupid questions on the calls. Everyone's, even when I'm like, sometimes I guys, I'm running late to the call, I'm busy, or at the end of the call, other members will help each other on the call, you know? So, I don't know if we did.
Family support system, really, but without the family bullshit. Yeah.
Politics. Without the politics.
Yeah, without the bullshit. Yeah, but if you're off work, I'd say don't hesitate. So I've myself had a lot of back surgery, so and I'd say you might surprise yourself where you don't even have to go back.
Well, I work shift work, so my plan is not to go back really if I can help it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got a few people in the community that still have full-time jobs and run e-com brands. I got one guy in there, he does $700,000 a month and he still has a job.
Crazy.
Like, I swear, I'm like, you know, well, the dude's mate, well, like, I've taught him how to like outsource parts of his business. So like some of our team run his Meta ads, his Google ads, his SEO. He just manages customers and products. But now I've taught him how to hire a virtual assistant who manages his orders and adds his products. So his job now is like, oh, what other products should I sell and what big issues do I solve? You know, so he makes his 150K, 200 grand a year at his job and he's making 20 grand, 30 grand a month profit in his e-com business. Beautiful. You know, and now he's like, how do we sell this thing in 3 years, Paul? And I go, well, once the business is making, you know, 350K net profit a year, I go, we'll go sell it for 4 or 5 times that to a private equity firm and I'll help you do it. You go, okay, good idea. We'll do that. Like I'm doing that with a lady at the moment. You know, I know when Chris are on this call going, God, we're going way over time, but like I'm the boss. So anyway, but she's like, I've had enough. I've got a profitable business. She goes, I don't want to do it anymore. I want to go hang out with my kids. It does $2 million a year, makes 500 grand profit. And I go, cool, we'll go try and get a 3x 1.5 million, you know, return on selling the thing. She goes, cool, let's make it happen. So, you know, this is the kind of thing that we do with brands as well, not just help like the brand newbies, you know, and the multi-million, everything in between.
And might be a silly question, but do you have sort of people that would maybe go and borrow money to get their businesses up and going faster, or is it more?
I do have people who we would recommend you go get capital or something.
No. I'm just saying, do people go and get, like, say, go and borrow 100 grand to sort of get things up and going faster, or do they do it more organically?
Look, it depends on how you want growth. Like, I mean, everyone's different. Yes, many people do that. Obviously, they fund it, they self-fund it, they debt fund it, they whatever. So if you've got a good idea, look, it depends on. I would never encourage someone to do it with like an unproven model. No. Do you know what I mean? Like if, say, for example, Alan come to me and Alan's like, Paul, I'm doing 500 grand a year. And I'm like, my conversion rate's 1%. And I looked at his website and I'm like, I could get it to 6, you know, and then we fixed it. We got it to 6. And then he goes, shit, I don't have enough stock now. And I'm like, okay, well, we got you to $500,000 a month. Then I'd go, cool, let's go get you like $1 million cash as to fund that. And then that's a good decision. Not just like, let's go get 100 grand and put it on the website and put it on this and put it on that and put it on other things when it's untested.
Because on horse 15 in the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah, exactly. Like, unfortunately, there's a lot of other coaches in this space that will tell you to do that. They'll go, give me 30, go borrow 30 grand and you can pay it off over 5 years, Scott, and you can give it to us and we'll give you an e-com brand, and they just fuck you.
Yeah, that's
right. You know what I mean? Like those guys need a beating. But unfortunately, it happens. You know, so like I would never say do it on an untested model, you know.
No, I'm just asking. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
No, I'm self-funded. It's all good.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some people, if they go, hey, you know what? I don't want to go back to work, but I really do want to build a good business and I'd really want to do it right from the start. I go, get us to do your website for you, you know, and it's going to cost you anywhere from 6 grand to 20 grand or whatever. I go, but you're going to have a great website that's built to do what it's supposed to do from day one. You know,
cheap. And that's cheap.
Yeah. It is cheap. That's why I said anywhere from like, you know, 6 grand to 20 kind more. Do you know what I mean? And then I go, get us to do your brand story for you, which is like the big sheet. And I go, let's do those 2 things right. And then join the community, which is going to cost you $97 a month. Make sure you got your products right. And they go, cool, you got the three main things that kind of matter. You can kind of handle customer service. You can do shipping from your garage, you know. But like without doing those two things, you're always going to struggle. Like I often give the analogy that like at some point, most people were single and they were trying to find a partner, husband or a wife, right? So when you went dating, you dressed good and you spoke good, right? So if you relate your website to like dressing good, you know, if that's why you're going to convert. And if your website speaks better, you speak good. You know, if you had gone on dates and you didn't speak good and you didn't look good, you're going to have a shit conversion rate and you're going to go next date, next date, next date, next date, right? But most people, like their websites are a bit like that. You know, it's why they end up with less than fortunate partners, you know what I mean? So well, I'm like, just if you've got the money and you're committed to doing it long term, find people that you trust and who know how to do it. I've done it with hundreds of brands and go, can we do it now?
Yep. Okay.
Right. So I get, and it's also why it's so important for, you know, like the mature audience. You don't spend 3 years, 4 years, 5 years stuffing around trying to figure out how to do it. You know, you'd be pissed off in 4 years going, still not working. Like, do it now. Get it done. Have fun. Get out in 2 years. Go, catch you later. That was a good.
It'd be like getting married for the third time.
Pretty much. Yeah. You go, lost the house twice and don't see my kids and all the terrible analogies that I can give you, you know, because you didn't do it right at the first time. So all right. Well, this has been a cracker session. We've gone for how long have we gone for? 2 hours. I think that's a lot. I think we've set a record. But thank you so much for jumping on with us, guys. Appreciate you spending time with us. Look forward to chatting to all of you. And yeah, I'll click the end button now. If you have any questions, you know where we are. And I will see you soon. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Thanks,
Bye.
team.
Thanks
Thanks very much.
Great stuff.
Bye.